The year was 1985. The landscape of college athletics was changing at a rapid pace. Women's sports were emerging at a sprint-like rate. ESPN was a mere toddler, while regional sports networks provided front-row seats for out-of-market fans.
And I think all of us felt it was time to form a league, and we were lucky enough to get a group of 8 people together.
And we were told if we go and form a conference, and we could in fact have an automatic berth, which was huge at that time. And our vision was to give our student athletes a good experience.
The result was the formation of the Colonial Athletic Association. A young Tom Yeager was named commissioner, a position he holds to this day.
It's been interesting to watch Tom operate this league and grow. We hired him out of the NCAA office, and he's done a wonderful job.
I think the opportunity to represent these schools and the terrific student athletes, and coaches, and administrators is a real pleasure, and I take it really as an opportunity. I take it very seriously.
Schools that have a lot in common are together, and academically and athletically. It's been great. Look at the competition, look at the national exposure, and it's been outstanding.
In just its first year of competition, the CAA enjoyed immediate national success. George Mason won the 1985 NCAA Women's Soccer Championship. Americans Michael Brady was named Men's Soccer National Player of the Year as he led the Eagles to the national championship game. The first CAA basketball season was headlined by the play of David Robinson as Navy reached the Elite 8 of the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship.
Guys on your team will go, you know what, we're playing Team X or whatever, I've got him, or I've got that guy. And when we played Navy, no one wanted to guard David. No one ever raised their hand and guarded him, which was a compliment to kind of what he brought on the court.
He was a star in the making. We were a young conference. He was everything that our conference stood for. Athletically talented, academically gifted, and just an outstanding young man.
Robinson was named National Player of the Year following the 1986-87 season. He was the #1 overall pick in the NBA draft. He played on 3 U.S. Olympic teams, and just this past summer was inducted into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame.
I want to cheer and yell for the David Robinsons of the world, the guys that have got it together in the classroom and on the court, the real winners in society, the real winners in life.
When you sat and saw him play and how he dominated everybody, it was phenomenal.
Barely 3 years old, CAA basketball was becoming a household name, largely in part to its postseason success. The 1988 Richmond Spiders reached the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament by defeating defending national champion Indiana and Georgia Tech.
Well, it was a great coach, Dick Tarrant, there, and I think he just did a great job coaching. #1, he had very good players, and nobody wanted to play them in the early rounds of the tournament because he kind of put it to them a lot of years.
A couple years later, Richmond beat Syracuse, 15-2, first time that ever happened in the NCAA tournament history. I mean, nobody wanted to play the Colonial in those years.
Success in the basketball arena wasn't limited to the men. James Madison's women's basketball team upset #1 Virginia to advance to the 1986 NCAA Sweet 16.
The first championship was very meaningful because to win the CAA championship in '86, having the opportunity to go on to the NCAAs, and then when we got there, I'm not sure we knew what we were doing, but we made a splash when we got there.
The Dukes went on to make 4 Sweet 16 appearances in 6 years under coach Sheila Mormon, including an upset of #1 Penn State in 1991.
She had some great players. Sydney Beasley was a great player in the league, Floretta Jackson, Lisa Harris, and they had a really good run for a while.
The success that she was having, some of the great players that she had on her roster, and then she went into administration, and then you have even greater respect because there are so few women that continue to trail and kind of blaze trails for us.
With the roots of success taking hold, the next class of CAA teams and student athletes were reaching for new and even greater heights. In 1992, George Mason's Ishvan Bagula won the pole vault at the NCAA Outdoor Track Championship for the 3rd year in a row.
I'm seeing Ishvan pole vault in the field house, and it looks like he's going to go through the roof.
In 1994, James Madison captured the NCAA Field Hockey Championship, led by three-time CAA Player of the Year, Carol Tate.
You couldn't stop her, you just hoped you delayed her.
In 1995, William and Mary women's soccer standout Natalie Neaton earned her fourth straight All-America honor and was named National Player of the Year. That same spring, Sean Casey of Richmond led the nation with a .461 batting average and became the CAA's first Triple Crown winner.
Sean Casey was just a hitting machine. If I was pitching against him, I don't know what I'd do. There was no ball he couldn't hit.
For some CAA student athletes, the national spotlight was not bright enough. Representing the United States and numerous other home countries, CAA student athletes and coaches have competed in nearly half a dozen Olympic events.
Oh, it's just, it's a moment in time what a privilege and an honor to represent your country.
3 years before winning his second straight CAA Swimmer of the Year title in 1991, American Sergio Lopez won the bronze medal in the 200-meter breaststroke. George Mason track star Greg Houghton went on to become a three-time Olympic medalist after winning the 400 meters at the 1995 NCAA Track Championship. That same year, the Patriots' two-time Olympian, Diane Guthrie Gresham, won her second straight NCAA heptathlon title and third national championship in the long jump.
Everything comes down to the athlete themselves, to have them sacrifice so much in order to achieve their goals and be motivated day in and day out.
In 2004, four-time CAA triple jump champion Tiambe Hurd from JMU set the U.S. triple jump record, which still stands today.
Excellence is not an act, but a habit. And in order to be great, you have to develop the habit of playing great all the time.